guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we're going to do a little get ready with me using all the products that I pulled in the Makeup Basket Monday. So as you guys know, I did pull a Viseart palette to use. So this is my new Viseart palette. I'm excited to play with this today. So I just wanted to mention that because this is very pretty. I love this palette. So I'm going to play with lots of colors today. So let's get started by priming my face. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is priming my face with a Stila One-Step Corrector. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is pull you guys in. As you guys can see too, I have a very beautiful hairstyle today. I know if you want this hairstyle, just ask. I'll give you a great tutorial on it. So anyway, let me pull you in. So I'm going to get you guys very close so we can start seeing the makeup process. So this is the Stila One-Step Correct. This does have like a purple, a peach, and a green like color in it, as you can see on here. So it's got different colors that's supposed to help color correct, and it is a primer. So I'm going to put this all over to see if it helps to conceal any of my discoloration going on. Oh man, we have a hair here. Yuck. Okay, that's gone. So I have my primer going on. This is a pretty hydrating primer. I like the primer itself. I don't feel like it's over hydrating though, but it does help to color correct a little bit. As you guys can see, it's helping to get rid of some of the redness, which is awesome because I have a lot of redness going on my skin. So anytime I can get rid of any of that redness, that makes me happy. I do have a lot of acne going on right now, but that's my fault because while my son was here, we were up late watching movies and just chit-chatting, and I fell asleep with my makeup on. So don't recommend that because you'll end up with little friends on your face like I have now. So anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and use the foundation. I have the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Hydrating Foundation. This is a really good foundation. I don't know if maybe all of them are yellow based, but this one definitely has a yellow tone to it, and I have the shade 2.1, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to pump a little bit of this on the back of my hand here, and then I'm going to just start dabbing it into my face. We're just going to put a little bit and then we'll build it up. So here we go. Dab, dab, dab. Okay, now we're going to go in with my little, this is the Real Techniques one, sponge. Just going to go in and use that. I'm going to tilt my mirror a little bit better so I can see myself. Otherwise, I look a little crazy. It's like Funhouse mirror. This doesn't have super full coverage like the first time you put it on, like the first layer. As you can still see that you can see my acne scarring and everything going on. So it's not complete full coverage with your first coat. But you can definitely build this up. This is a foundation that can be built up to a pretty good coverage. So if you're looking for some coverage, this definitely can give it to you. But it's not, I don't think like full coverage. I would say like a medium coverage. I can get it to where you can't see all of my acne going on, but you can see most of it's gone. Does that make sense? Pretty sure that just did not make sense. Yeah, that's what happens when you talk to yourself in a video camera. Sometimes you just don't make sense. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. What did I just say? Okay, so there's the second coat of it. As you can still see, I do have a lot of the acne scarring going on over here. And then here you can definitely still see it. So if you wanted more full coverage, the other thing you can do is use a brush with it, which we can try that real quick if you want to see like how good the coverage can be, because right now it doesn't look like I have much on at all. So it looks very, very thin coverage. So let's go ahead and try it with a brush. Let's put just a little bit on my hand. I almost put the primer on again. That would have been cute. So I'm going to put a little bit more on my hand here and then dab a little bit again. So I've got a lot of foundation going on today, guys. So you wear how little or how much you like. Don't go by my judgment. Where's my foundation brush? Here it is. So I'm going to use this one I got off of Amazon. And we're just going to apply the foundation. As you can see, you can get a little bit better coverage. It's not, still not full coverage, but like I said, I would think it's like a light to medium coverage. But it's a good foundation. I like this foundation. I feel like it's long lasting and it's not overly hydrating, but it's hydrating enough for my dry skin to where I don't feel like it's accentuating my dryness or anything, which is great because the last foundation I used, the Stila one, that was not good for dry skin at all. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need a hydrating foundation. My favorite hydrating foundation, but that has good coverage, is the Too Faced Born This Way. I think that one is the best that I've ever tried. So this one is still good, but like I said, it's not full coverage. So if you're looking for more coverage than this, then you're probably not going to like this one because it's not a whole lot of coverage here going on. Now the next thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelids. And you guys know I'm going to use my favorite product, which is the Matte Painterly Paint Pot, to prime my eyelids. So we're just going to dab into here and prime those babies. Prime, prime, prime. I'm so excited. In just a couple more days, we get to pick up baby Max. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, we are getting a new puppy on Saturday. So I'm excited to bring him home and introduce him to Molly. She has not met him yet. Molly is she's about 3 now. She's our 3-year-old schnauzer. And so Max is right about 8 weeks old. So it's time to bring him home and turn him into a new family member. Okay, so my eyelids are primed. Now I'm going to go in with my little Naked 2 palette. This is the Naked Basics palette. So I love this palette for, like, if you need a palette to go with another palette, like for example, because my Viseart palette has a lot of colors to it, doesn't have a whole lot of neutrals to it. I mean, they are neutrals, I guess. The brown neutrals. That's what I really needed for this. So I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow brush here, and I'm just going to lay down the shade right here called Stark. I'm going to lay that down all over my lid. You just want to lay down one that's close to your eye color to start out with. And this one is pretty similar to my eye color, my skin color. But you don't have to do that either. Makeup, to me, makeup has no rules. And when you get, what is going on here? I'm not sure. Let's get that out of there though. Makeup has no rules though, so you do your own thing. You do makeup however you choose to do it. That's the one thing I always stress on my channel, is that don't worry about what everybody else is doing with makeup. You do makeup however you like it. If you want to wear your eyeshadow on your lips, if you want to wear your eyeshadow as your blush, if you want to wear your eyeshadow base to be blue and you don't want to use a color, skin tone color, you do you. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Now I'm going to go into the Viseart palette. So we're going to go in here and we're going to play with some blue today over here. So we're going to start out with this light blue right here. It's not really a light blue, it's just more of a denim blue. And I'm going to start working that into the crease. And you guys are probably like, whoa, wait a minute, didn't you want to do a crease shade? Nope. Again, no rules. You make your rules. I want a blue crease. So I'm just going to blend that out. These colors do blend very, very well, and they wear a very long time. So if you're looking for an eyeshadow palette that's going to wear a long time and it's going to blend really well, highly recommend these. They're very pricey though, so that's the only thing about the Viseart products. I feel like they're pricey and the packaging is not like really fancy or anything. So if you're looking for fancy packaging, it's not here, but they do blend well and they do wear well. So you just have to decide, what do you want? Do you want fancy packaging and okay product, or mediocre packaging and really good product? You just have to decide. Because I know Too Faced has lately come out with lots of fancy packaging, but guess what? The product itself is just not that good. So I'm just going to bring this over as much as I can, and I'm sweeping it up. Now I'm going to clean my brush off a little bit, and I'm just going to blow this out a little bit. Blow, blow, blow. So I'm making it up higher just because I want that to go into my crease as much as I can. And then do it over here too. I'm bringing it up. Bringing sexy back. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so now that we have the blue on, now I'm going to go in with this orangey shade over here, and I'm going to use a smaller brush. So I'm going to find me a smaller brush in here. I'm going to use this one right here. This is a Viseart brush. I'm going to go into this orange. I don't ever have any idea what I'm doing when I do these looks, guys. I just kind of like fly by the seat of my pants. I hope you guys don't think I like sit here and plan these looks out, because honestly I don't. I just, whatever calls to me at that point in time, I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. So I'm going to do that again. This is going to be a very colorful eye look. Very colorful. That's just all I know. I want to use lots of colors. And then we'll blend that out a little bit better using that blending brush here, which is the Beauty Junkies one. So we're just going to blend that up into the blue a little bit. blend into the blue. And then now we're gonna go in with another shade, yet another shade. Now we're gonna go with this green right here, because guess what? Like I said, we're doing lots of colors today. I'm gonna use that Viseart brush again. I just wiped it off a little bit. I'm gonna go in with the green here. And now we're gonna put that right beside the orange. So there's the green, and blending it back a little bit. And there it is again, and pull it back. And again, we're gonna go back in with that brush that we used the first time. That's more of a blending brush. We're gonna go with that and just pull everything back and pull everything up. Back and up. Back it up. Now we're going to go in with a Stila Magnificent Metals. So I'm going to use purple because we haven't used purple yet. Why not? YOLO. So here we go with the purple. I'm putting this on the inner part and bringing it back to the green. And I'm going to take it all the way into the center. And then do the same thing. Oh, I didn't have to dip. You don't have to dip these twice. You just flip it and it's got enough product on both sides to be able to do both eyelids. This purple is very, very pigmented. Woo, very pigmented. Now I'm going to take a flat shader brush and I'm just going to move that around a little bit. These Stila Magnificent Metals, I don't know if you guys have tried these yet or not, but they will, by the end of the day, you will have quite a bit of fallout. So if you don't like fallout, you're not going to like these, because by the end of the day, I do notice I have, whoa, I went way too far up with that purple. Let's see if we can fix that now. We might not be able to fix that, but we're going to try to. We're going to just bring this back a little bit more so you can still see the green a little bit. And then, oh no guys, this look has turned out really crazy. Really crazy. Now I'm going to go back into the Viseart palette and I'm going to go into this purple shade here. And then we're going to put a little bit of that into the outer V. And then we're going to bring it up just a little bit. There are no rules, right? So we're just playing. Outer V. Bring it up. And then we're going to try to clean up that mess right there in the middle that I created. So I'm going to clean that up with the Nars concealer. So I'm just going to take a little dab of that and put that right here. And then I'll take a little brush, a little flat shader brush, or maybe a little pencil brush, and clean up that spot right there where I created a mess, because that was way too far up. So now we got rid of that little disaster there. I think I want a different color of the Stila Magnificent Metals. I'm not liking how this is pulling together right now, so I'm going to use another Stila Magnificent Metal. I'm going to use the light shade. Where's the light one at? Here it is. This is in the shade Ballet Baby. So it's like almost like a pinky purple. So I'm going to use that on the outer part here. We're going to cover up what we already did. It's okay. Sometimes your eye looks don't turn out the way you wanted it to, and so then you just improvise and change it up a little bit. And that's perfectly okay. I just did it again. I dipped it. You don't have to dip it. Probably shouldn't be going over colors that are already on my eye, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. And now I'm going to take my little flat shader brush again that I just used and clean that off a little bit, and then we're going to pull these together. Blend them together a little bit. Pull it together. Just to kind of give it some synchronicity so they sync together. And we're going to go back into the Viseart palette. This look is really all over the place today, guys. Sometimes, like I said, though, this is how it works. Like, I can be sitting here creating an eye look and then love it, and then all of a sudden do something and then hate it. So it started out where I was liking all the colors I was working with, and now I want to do something completely different. And that's okay. So here we go. Got the purple going on here. And now I'm going to clean my brush off and I'm going to blow that purple out. I don't have nice taut eyelids, so I have to kind of like maneuver my head a little bit to get my eyelids to feel taut enough to be able to blend this out right. If you have nice taut eyelids, you won't have to do all these little head maneuvers. Okay, there's that. Now let's let all that dry, and then while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and work on my eyebrows. I'm going to use the L'Oreal, this is the Brow Stylist Definer, and this is in the shade Taupe, I think. Actually, I think oh, yep, you know what? We're out. There's none left in there. This is empty. So we're going to use the Anastasia. So this is medium brown, so this one's a little bit darker. So I'm just going to have to go in with a light hand. I don't want it too dark, because you guys know I like a more realistic brow on myself, so. But if you like a more defined brow, then that's cool too. So I'm just kind of making hair-like strokes. Hair-like strokes, and then over here do the same thing. Pull it up. Give it some hair-like strokes, and then we're gonna brush this all through. This is basically, I think I've told you guys this before, I do have brow hairs here, but they're so light in color that it looks like I don't have brows. So that's why I kind of have to give them a little bit of color. If not, then I don't have any. All right, so now I'm going to use it the other side of this and just brush this all through. And clean up anything that needs to be cleaned up. And put these back together. And then we're going to take, because you guys know I do this every single time, I'm going to take my little sponge and just tap the front part of my brow, because that's the part that I feel like I need to look the most realistic. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a brow bone highlight on, and the highlight I'm going to use was in the Nars palette, or not the Nars, but the Urban Decay. So it's the Urban Decay Basics. So I'm going to use the shade Skimp. It's not a complete matte, but it's not a shimmer or anything like that. I guess it's a satin. So I'm going to go in and use that as my brow bone highlight. So there that is. And do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll highlight the inner corner with something different. This really makes my eyes look like really blue, even though my eyes are actually green, so that's really strange. Now I'm going to go in with my blush, and the blush I'm going to use is my Too Faced. This is the Soul Mattes palette. I think it's what it's called. Yeah, Soulmates. Actually, no, we're going to conceal first. I always do that. I always miss that part right there. I always conceal and then, or forget to conceal, and then after I've already put my blush and stuff on. So I'm using the Nars. This is the Nars, what is this called? It's the matte one. It's the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. And this is really, really good. I recommend using only your fingers to put this on, because I think putting it on with a sponge kind of messes it up a little bit. I don't feel like it works as well as it does with your fingers, and my hands are really, really cold right now for some reason, so it's having a hard time blending in, I think, because there's no warmth to my skin. But as you can see, it does a great job of making my under eyes look a lot better. I think it looks really, really good. So again, we're just going to conceal here. I don't do the whole V and everything. I do it down just a little bit right here at the beginning. I guess that's more like a triangle, I guess. I don't know. I just like my concealer to just pretty much do a concealing job. That's all I really want. I don't want that whole highlighting thing, which I know that was a whole fad for a while where everybody wanted that super highlighted under eye, and I think that fad has kind of gone away a little bit, which I'm not complaining about because I didn't really care for the fad to begin with. So there that is. As you can see, it looks really good under my eyes. Me personally, I think so. Now I'm going to go into that palette now. This is the blush palette. This is the one that's in Carrie and Big. So here's what it looks like. I love this little palette here. I like to use a buffing brush with my blushes and stuff now. What I've been doing with this one, because the blush is so small right here, I concentrate it mostly there, and then I tap, and then I use a buffing brush and blend it out. And because it's got a little bit of that bronzer in there, I just feel like it gives you that more of a look that you would get in the summertime. That has a little bit of tan to it, but then it's also your blush. I just really like the blush and the bronzer combo mix now. Ever since I tried it in the Makeup Geek one, I'm like, I really like the way that looks. I think it looks really, really nice. I just enjoy it. So there that is. And now that my eyes have probably dried, I would hope so. Now I'm going to go in with my, I thought I have an eyeliner. I do. Here it is. This is the one I got in, I think it was my Ipsy bag. No, Sephora Play. So this is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL eyeliner. This is a pretty good one. I'm just going to go in and tightline. Sorry guys, I think the battery died on us, and the only thing I was doing right now is using the Makeup Forever Aqua XL liner and tightlining. So I'm just tightlining right now. And this is how I tightline. I just kind of push it into there and get it in as good as I can, because I'm scared I'm going to poke my eyeball out. So I kind of go at an upward angle just to make sure I try to get it in there tightlining. It's more or less just getting it in my lashes. So there it is, tight lined. I'm not going to put any kind of liner onto my lids today because I really want that the color and everything to pop, so I'm not putting any kind of liner on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. I'm going to use my little curler thingy here and do a fist pump. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm just kidding. We got it pumping now. All right. So that's done. Now I'm going to go in with my Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. You guys know I've been using this for a couple weeks now. I just adore it. So, but if you don't like this mascara, that's okay. There's plenty of other mascaras on the market. This one here just works really, really good for me. The one thing I've noticed about mascaras is that every mascara works differently for other people. Like, I know everybody loves the Benefit Their Real mascara, and that one just does not work for me at all. Like, it does nothing for me, and I don't like the wand to that one. So I think mascara is a very personal preference. So what works good for me may not work good for you, and what works good for you may not work good for me. It's just, it all depends on your personal preference. And I got a little bit on my lid, and we'll try to clean that up without getting rid of too much of the sparkle. I really like these sparkle shadows. I know they're a little bit messy, but you know what? I want to be sparkly. I think I have a shirt for like when I work out that says, I don't sweat, I sparkle. And I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. But I do sweat, so that was a lie. The shirt is a lie. Every time I think of something, when somebody says that's a lie or something like that, I think of the movie Liar Liar. Have you guys ever seen that? With Jim Carrey. My favorite part to the whole movie is where he locks himself into the office and he's got the pen and he's trying to make the write on himself to say, or he's trying to make the pen write a color, and it keeps on, and then all of a sudden he starts writing on himself, and it's hilarious. The pen is, I think it was supposed to be, he was trying to say the pen was red, but then he ends up saying the pen is royal blue. That's hilarious. Anyway, back to the subject. You guys are probably thinking I'm crazy right now. As you guys probably saw, I didn't use this. I had pulled this to use this, but honestly, this palette is horrendous. I'm not even going to use this in a demo because I need to actually wear this look today, and that product does not work for me. It's too drying. I don't feel like it has enough pigmentation for me, so that's why we didn't even bother with using it today. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Now I'm going to go in and highlight. I'm using the Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Dry Highlighter, and I need to grab a highlighting brush. So I've got a little brush here from Real Techniques. I'm just going to go in and tap it off. And this highlighter is very, very pretty. I try to keep it above where I have any kind of skin issues going on, which you see my skin issues are right here. So I try to keep it above there, and then I go in like a little bit of V. I love this color though. This color is really, really pretty. A very pretty color. I'm going to take it down the center of my nose. I don't do the whole tip of my nose. I just do the whole, my whole nose. As you can still see my acne issue there, but honestly, I've gotten to the point where I don't try to hide it anymore. I try not to conceal it too much and everything because I'm not ashamed of my acne. It's not like I'm like, I don't wash my face or something like that. I do clean my skin. Acne is just one of those things that sometimes it just happens. So I'm not ashamed of it anymore. So I try not to cover it up as much as I used to. I just kind of let it breathe. Now I'm going to go back into this palette here, and we're going to use something different for under my eyes since we use purple on top. Let's do this green on the bottom here. The purple and green, I kind of look like Christmas now. Christmas time. I'm okay with that though. I like Christmas. Christmas is one of my favorite times of year. Just because I feel like everybody's so jolly. Everybody's like jolly old Saint Nick. Okay, so there's the green with the purple. Ugh, you have to let me know what you think of this after I kind of fumbled it all up. We had a major fumble in the middle of the whole process, but guess what? We got it to work anyway. So there's what the eyes look like, and then my cheeks, and now all we have left is the lip product. So the lip product I'm going to use today is the Bare Minerals. This is the Gen Nude in the shade Scandal. I'm not sure how good this is going to look with the purple we got going on, but we're going to see what it looks like. This stuff smells so good. Smells like cake batter. Like chocolate cake batter. Uh-oh. I think I overdrew my lips. See if we can clean that up there. Yeah, we got a little bit of a mess, but guess what? We'll fix it. We'll use my little cloth here sitting. And we're just gonna dab because I had like a little too much on the outside right there. So there it is now. So there is the completed look using all the products from my Makeup Basket Monday. I'd love to know what you guys think of this look. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know what you think of the Stila Magnificent Metals if you've purchased any. And then also the Viseart. If you have any of the Viseart palettes, let me know what you think of those. I really do enjoy them. I think they're very nice. We didn't do an inner corner highlight. Let's do an inner corner highlight. Let's go back to the Rodeo Drive and do an inner corner highlight. I think that's very crucial. No, it's not really, but we're going to pretend it is. We're going to pretend it's very crucial. I'm going to go with this little pencil brush here and just do a little inner corner highlight using the Rodeo Drive. I like to take my finger and dab it after I've done it just because I feel like that helps to kind of smooth it in. And dab. And that's it. That is it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And let me know, like I said, if you've tried any of these products, and let me know your thoughts, your opinions on those. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.